bed.
That's just what Quinn wants to do.
I just want to feel good and go to sleep.
Welcome back, guys.
Oh, did that get on?
Nope.
No.
Okay,
And-
super.
Damn, what's like a quick game we could play?
Most likely
to.
Yeah, most likely to.
Most likely to. Get in a car accident.
Quinn.
Quinn.
Fuck you.
You're the newest to driving.
Okay. You know what? Fine enough. Okay.
Alright, now you do one. You do one.
Okay. Ooh. Most likely to... Okay, hold on. Most likely to overpay for something.
Quinn.
Sorry, bud.
What?
Yeah, it's you. Facts.
Okay.
I've overpaid for something before.
You tell me you bought a pie for like $30.
Yeah, I know. I really fucked that up. That's okay. I was young and dumb.
Sounds like I'm wise now.
It was yesterday.
Most likely to play themselves.
Oh, come on, dude. Why is this like beat up on Quinn?
Best fashion.
Oh. Most like... Wait. True, that's just who that.
Well, I can't say myself, so I'd say Eric.
I was gonna say you because I can't say myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have very different fashion senses.
I'm gonna say Eric.
But sometimes it's
I'm
the
gonna
same.
say Eric too.
Ooh.
Fuck you. And this podcast's over.
That's the one Jacob really wanted.
No, you guys both have great style. I'm honestly the one that's lacking.
I mix it up more than you do. You have like a consistent style,
Yeah.
and I think that I have many
Oh,
different
for sure,
styles
for sure.
that I'll just like change up.
Ooh,
Last to get married.
ooh. Well,
I
I
have
think
no
me
idea.
because I'm the youngest.
That's what I was gonna.
But that's not.
Yeah, that's not because you're just
That's
younger.
not fair. I guess in some ways. Actually.
Isn't that wild that like an average age of getting married could
Like
be like
25,
like
27.
24, 25. Like that's so soon. 6 years.
Well, I think you should wait. Maybe that's why they're not lasting as long.
Yeah, that's true. Like 50% end up in divorces.
Yeah,
Right.
but
It's
divorce
like
is a good thing.
55.
Okay,
Well, maybe they just shouldn't get married.
divorce is a good thing. Think about this. Just because there's more divorces doesn't mean that there's more unhappy marriages.
That is true.
That's true.
There
That's-
could have been the
that's true.
same amount of like fucked up marriages. It was just a lot harder for women and men to get divorced back in the day.
Yeah, that must have sucked to be like
No,
Trapped
bound.
in a
No,
horrible
'cause,
marriage
like,
because of I don't
that's
know,
because like my dad's my dad's mom and his
Uh-huh.
mom and dad like because and then I know you guys probably know like back then it was like got like the husband just didn't give a fuck, and like Bill Burr makes all those jokes about like when he was a kid. He made this one joke. He's like his little brother like wouldn't finish his breakfast or something like that, and his dad picked up the glass of milk, threw it in his brother's face, and then his dad stood there, his mom got up and cleaned it up, all of it, and he didn't move at all. And so like, cause back then
that sounds horrible. What the fuck?
No, but like back then that was like okay, that was cool. You male like the only thing like the father figure was just supposed to like just to like be in the family, not like actually like things were so like back then were so not it was just a different time period, and so like of course like in what 40 almost 50 years like that's totally like that would never
I don't
fly.
know. In Little House on the Prairie, they had a nice family, so. Like Laura Ingalls, like Paw, the twinkle in his eye.
Oh, the
Like he
twinkle.
was a good guy. He would never throw milk. Although they
No
got like
cow
a
would
penny
throw
for
milk.
like Christmas, and that was a big thing. That was a
A
big
penny?
deal. A penny.
Oh.
I mean, they lived in a
Conversion rate.
fucking prairie. Like,
It's called Little House on the Prairie.
And they had a little house.
Shit.
They really fucked.
Everything's coming together.
Oh, now it makes sense.
Oh, damn.
so that's where they get the name from.
Never thought about that one.
Looking at the cover like, shit.
It's all coming together.
Ooh. Ooh,
Bum bum bum.
yeah.
Most likely to to like some
I was
kinky
just thinking
shit.
of mostly likely. Oh,
Most likely to be
that's
in,
rude.
in kinky shit. I'm super boring, so
Yeah,
just
I'm pretty vanilla.
dude. I'm like vanilla
I kind of
ice
love
cream.
that shit.
Eric's out here with that like a.
I'm out here for anything.
No,
bro.
it'd be kind of fun to get
weird
to get a little
experiences are
wild.
my shit.
Yeah,
Like
that's
not
true.
just sexually. I mean like anything. Any
Yeah.
like weird ass experience. I kind of dig. I'm into that. If I
Yeah.
can see some like fucked up thing, I'm there for it. Let me see like a robot fighting a bull,
I'll tell you guys this.
or
this-
like
Oh,
some
that's
crazy.
so unfair.
I think I've told you I think I've told you
Blender
guys this
v.
story, but
Frog.
I don't want to talk about. it.
Oh,
I don't want.
who will
I don't
win?
want to talk about it on the podcast because it's about my dad in college story. 'Cause-
Oh, that's
Just
fine
go
then.
for it. No one
No,
knows
but
your
he-
dad.
No, but my dad actually, he was curious. He's like,
There's
"What's
no
your-"
way he listens to this. Does
He
he?
Don't let
doesn't.
him listen to it. My mom keeps asking, like, I want to listen to it, and I will never tell her the name of the podcast.
My dad knows the name. He's subscribed, so.
Oh shit,
He
But-
subscribed?
He's subscribed.
gang,
Fuck yeah. What's up, Steve?
Steve, you're the nicest man I've ever met.
I know.
Yeah, but my
The
dad
best.
had a super fucked up childhood, so
Gang shit.
it kind of all comes together, and then, like, cause you know how people like have a bad background, and then like throughout their life they just like figure it out. Like my dad I can tell this story. So my dad used to work newspapers when he was like 10 or 11 years old.
Yeah.
And people don't, like, when I tell you the story, you're not going to believe me, but it was
Whoa.
true. And it's,
I don't
when,
believe
I'm
you
done,
Went with
it'll make sense. So
Mhm.
my dad was making a delivery or like doing the delivery thing in the morning.
Okay.
And he went to this house, and there was this tree,
Was
but
it a haunted house?
it was not a haunted
Okay.
house.
Okay.
There's no
But
fucking way there was a tree
It was
there.
windy and shit, and there
It
was
was a mirage.
trees were blowing, and the tree had
Talked.
money everywhere. It was literally there's like thousands of dollars flowing around the tree, and he calls it the money tree because literally money was like coming just like out, like literally like falling from this tree and just like going everywhere. And he didn't know where it was because this neighborhood he lives in was kind of sketchy, and so like he didn't know if that was like drug dealer money or like literally anything. But he picked up like $1,500, and back then his dad was never around because he worked like 3 jobs, and my dad was like 3, his actual mom died. So because my dad has 3 stepsisters, because his dad had sex with another woman after when they got remarried and kind of thing, and so my dad back then, like the big deal for him was like just like money, of course, and so like at school they had like hot lunches and whatever, and so like he literally just needed money to have like lunch at school, and one day he kept it under this bookshelf in his house. One day his mom was cleaning up and found it and took all of it.
Oh.
And so because one day he went to go look for it and it wasn't there, and his dad and his mom took it and they got like a wedding ring or something like that.
Nice.
And so yeah, and I think even
That's
like
wild.
that's crazy, right? And like because like imagine you were just walking or riding your bike, and then all of a sudden you just see like $2,000 just flying around, like just falling down all over you.
I don't get that. Was someone in the tree?
Shaking
No.
like a bag of money.
It was just, they called it because the money tree, because there was just money everywhere. It's just flying around. Like
It's hard for me to envision that. Like,
I know, and it's because like you wouldn't believe that, but like he said like he just felt like it was kind of like a curse, because like he feel like in some ways it's kind of like that whole scenario, kind of like he had money and then he didn't have money, kind of like carried throughout his life in some ways, because like so like because my family, when my mom and dad were together, they were like during like the early 2000s or whatever, like of course the flood project and all that, and like They were.
One time I went to a zoo and the
Yeah.
llama
Wait.
spit in my face.
What?
It's
That's
Wait, it
so
got
weird.
you?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I
bitch.
was little and it spit in my face. I was like traumatized of llamas ever since. Scariest
Wait,
shit
what's
ever.
the llama in oh fuck, what's it called? The vote for Pedro.
Oh,
What?
I don't know.
Shit.
I don't know.
Llamas with hats.
Oh, I love llamas with hats. That shit's so funny. Oh, now this is gonna kill me.
But basically, what I was.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what's is it Tina? Tina the llama. Yeah, the llama's name is Tina. He's like, come get your dinner, bitch, or whatever. Like, he's just so mean to the llama. Fat cow, get your
Okay.
come eat. Most likely to get kicked out of an establishment, like if you were in Target or a restaurant.
Eric.
Oh. Okay.
Bro, what are you
Have
talking
you
about?
not?
No, I've never gotten kicked out for anything.
Employees have gotten mad at me for dribbling balls like multiple times.
Like
not,
tonight.
Not only
like
today,
literally tonight.
but like Black Friday, Walmart or whatever. They were about to kick me out because I kept dribbling the basketball.
I've gotten told to like not ride a bike through Target.
Mm-hmm.
Or like,
I feel so
okay.
Have you ever
I
made
used
like
to-
one of those
the
paper
toilet
forts?
paper? Yeah. Me, Dylan, and Ian used to go to Target and like build
That's crazy.
like the toilet paper walls through like and block off the whole aisle.
I'm surprised you
And
guys
it was
didn't
like
get in
8
trouble
feet
for
tall.
that.
We
Like-
never got caught.
Sooner.
What? Like an employee's just gonna pass it? Yeah, it looks normal.
No, they
you
just
know,
never
like,
saw
it's-
us doing it.
It
They
seems
moved the
very like
shelves.
obvious if you know what I'm.
Yeah, but you're quick and then you leave.
Oh, I gotcha.
And yeah, it's like 8 or 9 feet tall and like 3 rows thick. It was
Jesus.
huge.
That's
What?
crazy.
Yeah.
Sad.
It was
That
a
would be
lot of
fun to like run through,
Yeah,
dive through it.
that would be.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, no. Have you ever dying and ditched?
No, I've never really
Oh, my
wanted
dad
to,
did.
though.
I have another really weird.
It
Yeah,
feels
I
like
know,
more
I-
a thing of necessity than like
I have another weird
You know?
story about my dad.
Yeah.
I've ditched from a grocery store. It was like 1 a.m. and no one came up to the front counter for like
Oh yeah. I
15
remember
minutes.
that.
Right.
And so they just walked
and the other
out.
people, yeah, we just and I grabbed a watermelon on the way out. This
and
is mine.
then that like one other person like was carried a huge like shopping cart of
Yeah.
stuff out.
Yeah, that like couple had an actual like shopping cart. They're like, fuck it. We're out of this.
I mean, it's freaking Safeway's
They
fault.
played themselves.
Yeah.
More most likely.
How about people
Ooh.
like just imagine we don't see people again like after high school whatever, people
Right.
you would miss the most. Definitely I got to go with the Cade Smith. He's been a homie this year
Damn.
for sure.
Who would I miss the most? If I never saw them again.
Or it's like yeah,
Fuck.
people you appreciate.
If I honestly, if I feel like if I never saw Tally again, that'd be a really big bummer. Only cause like, I think that would be a bummer. Just suck, cause I don't know. He's such a fun guy to hang out with.
He's the
and
only one that can make me look smart. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Fuck, I'm gonna listen back to this and just feel like such a dick.
Way to go, asshole. I don't know why Jacob, when it gets late, he just becomes a savage.
When Tally sees those my last 3 brain cell things, he's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's normal.
Yeah. Sounds about right. It's like a freaking seal, like doing 360s or whatever.
You know, like the beach ball, like the loading.
Yeah.
When your mouse
on-
is like loading on a
Yeah,
map,
the
that's just his
rainbow.
brain
Yeah.
like thinking.
Nah, I swear he's smart. Because he has really good grades. So I think it's
That's more about effort than intelligence.
Well,
Bro,
I
he
think
gets, like-
both.
He gets like
Yeah, like, if
he
you
gets like
completely
he gets like
run it, you're not gonna
95, but he
get
gets like
grades.
95% on like math tests.
Which math is he in?
Everyone's in geometry sophomore year.
Okay. Oh, right. Forgot
Yeah,
he was
but
sophomore.
Mr. Wahanik is not an effort teacher.
What does that mean?
Meaning, like, he doesn't give you a lot of homework, and the only thing he really gives a shit about is taking the test. So,
Would you agree?
Tests are 60% of a grade.
I was like Miss Elam.
I can kind of agree. Oh,
Right?
Mr. Wahanik is. Yeah, no, I agree.
like, he wants you to learn the shit, but it's not, like, for, like, it's just to know that for a
Yeah,
test.
tests are a lot more impactful than homework.
Well, yeah,
if
because
that's what you're
homework
trying to
assignment's
say.
2 points. Kind of shit is that? I guess the only thing that I would set me at most about math class is that he stopped doing extra credit for shit. And so, like, study guide packets was just, like, your own personal preference just to learn this shit. But someone with test anxiety, as I do, it was helpful to have.
What do you mean test anxiety? Like, how does that work?
Test anxiety? Like when you don't study?
It's just an excuse for being bad at
What?
tests.
No,
I'm
it's-
kidding.
Stop.
When you get
Like-
nervous
like-
about being tested on your knowledge of the subject. Fuck.
It's not.
Well, I just like you know everything. Like, say I don't know. Say
So,
like you know everything, and then you take the test, and then like anxiety makes you
So
forget.
I don't take tests well.
Okay, let me.
Well, that's just being dumb. I'm sorry.
but that's
Just
that's
walk
just-
us through
That's
it.
just not true, Eric. So you need to
It's
shut up.
just hilarious. Oh, you're offended. I'm sorry.
I'm offended because I'm not the only one that has this.
Oh, I'm just a bad test taker.
Yes. What?
Fuck,
And you
dude.
just don't know.
The SAT is gonna hit you hard.
Eric, let me explain. Damn it. Fuck, you're making me mad. Okay, think of it like this. So like it's like my own version of PTSD. So when I was like in second grade and shit, and the second and third grade, I would like I would do fucking shit on like everything like all the tests, and I cried and like got upset with the teacher and and then like cause I knew how
What were
to
you
do the
being
shit.
tested on?
It's not like, but it's not
6
difficult
plus
shit.
10?
It's not difficult shit.
Oh, the STAR test?
No, it's like
STAR test.
Hell
But-
I
yeah.
remember
What
that.
shape is this? I don't know. Why would you make me do this? Square, fuck it.
It's like
No.
a
It's
like a
triangle.
star.
Yeah. Shut up. No. Let's keep. Okay. So basically, you just have bad memories of like tests.
yes, but it's also and it's part of my it's part of my actual like educational. They don't what do they call it? It's part of like my way to like learn like the part of the IEP and 504. So basically like I get really nervous. My hands start sweating a little bit. And I actually can't I can't think straight. So it's not super uncommon, but it's usually due to like if you've had like really bad experiences in the past or like a form of like PTSD of taking tests.
Yeah, I can kind of see some science behind that, because
You don't have PTSD.
what happens is
Yeah,
'Cause
it's-
that's
but like I
severe.
get like really like I just like
flashback
when I take
from
flashbacks of just like being like getting fucking shitted on and shit.
It's just it's not
hard to
confidence, because if you know the material, I guess this is just for me. Like if I know the material, I feel confident in the test.
Mm-hmm. But for me, even if I study,
Even if you know the material well.
it's just
you, like,
like I'm just
forget about it?
afraid about taking the test because I
Okay.
feel like I just like
So you just
so
care
much
too
shit.
much.
Yeah, just so much shit goes in my brain that's like, oh, what if this is different? And I just freak my shit out like super hard, and it's I feel like I've tried to like go the other way with it and just see like if I could like change that kind of thinking.
Yeah, just
But-
don't care about it.
Just don't even study.
Don't
wing
give
it.
a fuck.
But the thing
See
is,
how
like,
that
I
works
can't
out.
do that though.
That's what I did on the SAT, and it was like my best grade. Like everyone was in. I was just taking my time. I showed up late.
Legend.
Yeah.
Dang.
I showed up like 5 minutes late. I'm like, oh shit, we're starting. And then she's like, sit down. I'm like, all right. Yeah, I don't know.
But
Like, because what happens is when you're in your kind of like fight or flight mode, your prefrontal cortex shuts off a little bit, and that's where you have most of your critical thinking.
Right.
So then you can't access those parts of the brain as much as you would if you're calm and collected.
exactly, but I can't.
Makes sense.
It's hard for me to be in that state when I'm taking a test. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's scary, I guess.
It's annoying. 'cause
Just like
school
just
is
try to
tests.
think about it like this doesn't really like impact my life in the greater scale or in the greater
Yeah.
kind of
Like I said, it's easier said than done, but I'm working on it.
Okay, just think about this. You can always go to like the JC, no matter what.
Bro,
Like even, bro, if you were not a citizen of the United States, you could go to the JC, and then like go to.
But
go to a
also,
college.
like, I think
So
a lot
there's
of
always a
tests
backup
that
plan.
Because I not
People
that
who
I've,
did
I've
not go to
not that
middle
I've never
school
done good on
or
a
high
test
school.
before.
Have gone.
It's
Do
usually
you want to know the
college.
statistics of people that like graduate and then go to like a 4-year out of a community college?
Oh, it's not good.
It's like 10%.
Yeah, but that's.
It's 1 out of every 10 people,
But also, think about this.
if you didn't know.
A lot of people go just to take a single class, or something like that. You know, get a certificate.
I
things like
gotcha.
that. So like
Like a viticulture thing, and then they're gone.
exactly, what is the percent of people that go to transfer and then successfully do that? That is what's important. We see. You don't have to wave it around. It's harder to see. Plus, that's just gonna sound like. All right, so it's time for this episode to end.
Yep. All right. Any last words of advice?
Check out your local JC.
and
Check out your local GC.
don't worry about tests, and
Yeah, I didn't even do the SAT.
well, take the SAT, I guess. If you, I don't
Yeah,
know.
you don't
It's
have
an
to.
expensive endeavor. So
It's not
up
that
to you.
expensive.
Yeah, it's
Although College Board really like has a monopoly over like the educational system.
kind
Like
of
you
fucked
can't
up.
go to college if you don't like give money to College Board.
And
Oh,
you
I-
have to
yeah,
pay.
you can.
You have to. You.
That's what I'm doing.
You pay money to get like a no
But
too.
I'm definitely like sidestepping all like the stressful like pre-college stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Jacob,
Like, you
did
know
you
what
go
I
from
mean?
Santa Cruz?
Like that whole like
I got
the focus of
waitlisted.
senior year.
So
is
What does that mean?
waitlisted means
Okay,
that they're
bye, guys.
holding
Bye.
your
We'll keep talking about
application.